Aha! I am live with the new and improved Steins Gate 0. But first, I had the idea to, first, nice one, Anthony. I had the idea, well, Anthony had the idea, and I'm following it, that there might be some sort of opening cutscene when I first get in to the game. So I'm just having my right monitor displayed. So that when it opens, if something is there that you might miss if I open the game for the first time, we'll see it. Alright. I suppose I'll just start it now. Oh. Oh, there it is. I don't know who these characters are, but I'm terrified. Spoilers? Screen setting. Window. Movie quality high. Give me that. Head setting. I think I'll deal with what it has. Alright, start game. That here. A work of fiction with no relationship to real persons, major something or mages, 5BP or 5PB. Chiyomaru. Bink. Ooh. This might be kind of loud. If it is, I'm sorry. Has own power. I can't read all that. Got Akihabara. Big boy screen. I will change it in a second. Okay, I'm getting it right now. Hold on. Yo, it's Krisu. That's hype. There we go. Okay. Oh. There we go. There's the main screen. Okay. I can mess with this. Mess with my monitors a bit. It's not loud at all? Okay, that's good to know. Like, it's a good volume compared to me. Oh, hold on. No, spoilers. Spoilers. Steins Gate. Okay. Good to know. Trying to think if there's any other preparations I need to make on my end. I think I'm good. I'll just move my team back over. Config. Oh yeah, I gotta turn all the voices down. What? Wait. Skip release. At trigger. Yeah, definitely. Tips information, definitely. Auto quick save. I don't know the difference. Full screen, window. That's how I play it. Resolution. Keep it there. What the? Message speed. That a bit. Skip mode read only. Auto quick save is just when auto saves are made. Okay. Auto mode delay. I suppose that's fine. Sound. Voice, music, sound effects, movie. Sync voice off. Skip voice. Is this just like voice acting off? Okay, I feel like I don't want to look at these characters. I just want to turn The sliders down. Okay. I'm like looking above my monitor. I can see the sliders going down. So I'm dealing with that right now. I don't want to get spoiled on who's in this game or not. I'm just turning the sliders down. Is there more down there? There is more down there. All right. Like I'm terrified that I'm gonna get spoiled on like someone who's in this game. I feel like it's really not that big of a deal. Okay, wait, voice off. What does that mean? Others male. I was able to see that one. I assume others female. Okay, anything more after that? No, I cannot see any more if I go down. All right, get off of that page. Okay, Ellie. Okay, they're all still down. Making sure it's saved. Skip voices whether or not the voices play when skipping. Yeah, I think I'd rather have that off. Alright. Continue. What the? Oh. Not gonna have text speed max. I mean, I didn't for Steins Gate 1. Oh, no spoilers. Like, I had it somewhere around here in Steins Gate. Yeah. Whack, but whatever. I suppose. Alright. And I suppose it's time to get into this. I'm terrified of Krisu right there, because I'm not sure why she's there. I assume that's Okabe on the left. Yeah. Oh! Yo, let's go! No! Let me do his voice! Hello! No! Spoilers for Steins Gate! Quick, look away! There's spoilers! I didn't know this happened. Gosh dang it. Krisu killing herself. Then I get to Steins Gate, I think. 2010, 8/21. Okay, that was loud. Not Steins Gate. The hatch opened. Where's this picking up from? Bright light flooded my eyes. Where was I? Oh, that was not Steins Gate. Okay, I forgot the specific number. That was 1.29848. Okay. Steins Gate is negative 1.048596, Brent. Come on. I'm pretty sure it's negative 1 point whatever. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's it. My eyes narrowed. Yo, it's the cloud scene again. I could barely make out the summer's twilight sky. I didn't want to leave. I just wanted to disappear. But someone grabbed my arm and dragged me out. Yo! It look. I can't tell if these are like... Oh, you were right? Okay, I thought it was negative. Are these... I can't tell if these are higher quality sprites or not. Daru looks the same, honestly, but Mayuri looks more... detailed. Or higher res, I should say. They are better. Alright. Whoa, it's back already. Hasn't even been a minute, has it? Oh, Karin? That might not have been exactly my Mayuri voice, but I'll ease into it. I didn't have the energy to respond to my own nickname. I fell to the ground and wrapped my arms around myself. Oh, Karin! Mayuri ran to me and looked down, her face worried. But her kindness felt like nothing but a nuisance. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Wait, you're covered in blood. What happened? Yo, Suzuha. Dad, give me a towel and water. Oh, and clothes now. Huh? Someone please tell me what's going on? Just do it now. Just do it. Make your dreams come true.
Okay.
Thought who ran to the door that led back inside the building. Ocarine. How did speedrun the true ending of Steins Gate? Just play Steins Gate 0? Ocarine, are you okay? Hang in there. Don't die, please. It's fine. He's not hurt. Stop it. No. Just get away from me. Dude, Okabe's dead. What? Died. Leave me alone. Yo. Metis, studying that which lies beneath. So many. No, don't skip. You heard his voice? Yo, hey Carson. I highly doubt you heard his voice. I'm trying to figure out the controls. Okay, that's auto. There's that. Okay. So the skip button and the the skip button and the this button that does this, that pulls this up, switched between Steins Gate 1 and this game. So that might throw me off sometimes. Because this used to be Y on my controller, and this used to be RB, but now, you know. Okay, that's quick save. Rebind it? I probably will. Turn off the skip button. Honestly? Can I? Yo, this looks slick. I think I need to close the game and do that, so I'll just do that. Uninstalls game. Spoilers. Okay. I'm looking. I'm not seeing any making sure they're all off. Potentially spoiling me, Brent. Alright. Get me out of there. I have it set so that skip mode is read only. Is read only. So it'll only skip the stuff if I've read it. So I'll probably adjust to it by the end. The thing about Steins Gate 1 is there was two separate buttons. There was RB for the read only, and then there was LB for force skip. So, you know. And force skip was the one that I accidentally clicked a bunch of times. Leave me alone. I couldn't save her. In fact, I killed her myself. Right here, 3 weeks ago. I killed her. I'm a murderer. Didn't work. No matter what we do, it's not gonna work. So no force skip in this one then? Maybe? I'm not gonna try out the other buttons right now. In case they are force skip. Huh. It's all been decided already. It's the same. Same as it was with Mayuri. No matter how hard I try, it'll all end up the same. No matter how many times I try, it'll all converge back to the same result. The process didn't matter. Whether you time travel or time leap, you can't go back and change the results of the past. I thought I understood that cruel truth. Force skip, forcey? No. You have a plan, Anthony? What's your plan? But now, I was forced to realize it again. And in the worst possible way. It's useless. Useless. It's all useless. Muda! It's Muda! It's Muda. Just show him the ending of the Steins Gate anime. Oh my gosh. I knew it. I can't save Kurisu. I knew this. I knew this. I already knew this would happen. I'm so tired. Oh, hey, B. You should sleep. Oh, I feel bad now. So tired. I haven't rested in so long. I'm done. Don't. I'm like, Okarin, what happened? I killed her. I killed her. I'm an idiot. It's all my fault. He killed wait, Kurisu Makise. I'm so used to calling her Makise Kurisu, so it like threw me off having to say it reverse. Kurisu Makise. Killed Kurisu Makise. Killed? That can't be true. Can't. Don't worry. You've got enough for one more attempt. Just leave me here. No matter how many times I try, it'll all end up the same. What are you saying? Are you gonna give up? Billions of lives depend on you, Uncle Okarin. Who cares if you fail once? There's just no way to save Kurisu. Can't stop the world line convergence. Alright. 200? This term refers to an infinite number of possible worlds. However, these worlds do not exist in parallel. Only one exists at a given time. Everything that occurs along a world line, from the past to the future, has been predetermined. Thus, no matter how much you change the past along a single world line, the result will converge to the same outcome. Yeah, this music is quite good. All. I'm like, there's 205 of them. That's the reality. That's the reality of this world. Can't wait for Reawake, though. What is that? I learned that a long time ago. I'll just have to slap some sense into him. Oh, okay. Can't. It's not right to force him to do this. I can't bear to see Okarin like this. If he doesn't, the future won't change. Why? Why does Okarin have to change the future all by himself? That's too much for him to bear. Because only Uncle Okarin has the powers of an observer to the world. Of the world. Okarin doesn't want that. And I think even if he tried, he'd just get hurt again. It's impossible for one person to change the world all by themselves. And that's why Steins Gate is... I know how you feel, but I'm here for the sake of the future. I can't go back to 2036 either way, so I'm not going to give up so easily. Uncle Okarin, I'll tell you one thing. This time machine has a finite amount of fuel. At first, I told you that it could only be used to go there and back twice, but there's actually a little more fuel than that. Even so, it can only travel about 344 days. Even if you do a one-way trip, less than a year from now, you won't be able to reach July 28th. Remember this. When that day comes, I'll go myself if I must. Wait, what's happening then? Even if you do a one-way trip, less than a year from now, you won't be able to reach July 28th. Wait, am I missing something? What's on July 28th? That's spoilers, probably? Possibly? July 28th is when Kurisu died. Oh, okay. Does this mean I beat Wings of V? I did beat Wings of V yesterday. In that stream, it was like maybe my like 10th attempt on him or so. You saw the VOD of me beating it? Nice. Yeah, it's like... Because I was one hit away from death and I was terrified. Remember this. When that day comes, I'll go myself if I must. Someone was saying something to me. I couldn't understand the words. I think some people are eavesdropping. Well, how rude of some people. I didn't want to listen to anything. I just wanted to sleep. Just let this all end. Just let me go. Okarin? Okarin. Hey, Okarin. You don't have to push yourself so hard anymore, okay? It's okay to cry, Okarin. Mayushi's here for you. Okay, Okarin? I don't know if Mayuri's words are the reason why, but tears started to flow. I decided to forget everything. Ever since that day, I stopped going to the Future Gadget Lab. No! But what about Daru? That's the wrong button. Fictional. A lab in name only. It is actually a group of students who make strange inventions. Its founder, Okabe Rentaro, described it as a place where he can further his ambitions to overthrow the ruling structure of the world. To get there, head down Center Street from Akihabara Station. Then when you get to Suehirocho intersection, take a left at... What are these lines? Get there, head down Center Street from Akihabara Station. Then when you get to Suehirocho intersection, take a left at Kurumaibashi Street. Then head into the alleyway just in front of the next light, and you'll find an old multi-purpose building called the Obayama Building. It's on the 2nd floor. They doxed him? What? They'll be right there? Alright. Have fun remembering those street names. What a game. Open the new gate. Yo. Absolute Zero? Yo, is 4C gonna be here? The Absolute Zero. Or whatever he says. That's like exactly what he says. PX, the new symbol of Akihabara, was located right in front of the UPX station. Doxing is when somebody's address and personal info gets leaked online. I know that. It's just like, are you saying like because of this tip? Saying it's like it's describing his address, so it's like saying that's the dox? Okay, I see. Sorry. Located right in front of the station. In the hall of the 4th floor, preparations have been going on all morning for the ATF Akihabara Techno Forum. Oh, I'm sorry. ATF Akihabara Techno Forum convention. I have to do the 4C voice the whole first chapter. I'd rather not. I would rather not destroy my voice. Universities and labs from both inside and outside the country would work together to put on special seminars and symposiums at irregular intervals. You know I would rather not? My school, Tokyo Denki University, but you don't care, was participating as part of its industry collaboration efforts. Students were required to attend these seminars and submit reports to their instructors. First founded as the Denki School in 1907. In 1949, it became a college in Kanda, Tokyo. Denki University trains engineers and scientists to promote the healthy development of scientific technology. It was founded around the principle of practical study above all else. And its educational and research motto is technology is people. Because of the school's location, it was deeply involved in the development of Akihabara. Nice. Otherwise, they wouldn't get credit for their related classes. In addition, I was supposed to help one of the lecturers, Associate Professor Izaki. I'd just gotten a list from the reception desk at the shared lobby. I was waiting to check off the names of students who were coming to the lectures. There's still some time before the seminar started, so the lobby was mostly empty. None of the students on the list were here yet. I was bored, but I couldn't do anything but wait. The old me never could have imagined doing something like this. But impressing Izaki was part of my new goal in life. Victor Chondria University. Yes, that was my new goal. Wait, it's November in the game? What is that time skip? Izaki did a lot of joint research projects with them and knew a lot of people there. The best first step to getting there my brain could come up with was being his assistant. There's my phone button. Alright, who do we got? We got Mayuri, Daru, Lukako, Fades, Suzuha, and Amane Yuki? Who's that? At a first glance, I thought that was Kiryu, but doesn't seem like it. Rhine. Yo, I love Rhine. Settings. Yo, let's go. Yo, fat frog. What did I have before? Just give me easygoingness like I had before. It's a good one. Reunion. Remember the girl they talked about at the start of the movie? Oh yeah! Isn't that like the one who Daru's going out with or whatever? Also, this convention was holding another seminar by Victor Chondria University, after the one held this summer. Of course, that interested me too. It interested me too. Summer. No. Ugh. An image of her as she was then flashed through my mind. I was trying to get to Victor Chondria so that I could learn about the work that Kirisu Makise had been doing. I wanted to try to do it myself. Of course, I wasn't a genius like Kirisu. I knew there was no way I'd ever be able to do exactly what she did. But if I could even do 10% of it, honestly, I'm amazed that I've recovered so well. I thought that to myself and chuckled, just as a voice called to me from across the lobby. Okay, I have no idea who this is. Excuse me? Okay. I have no idea who this is. I looked up and saw a young girl approaching from the elevator hall. Oh, wait, is this? No, this isn't Amane. The hair color's all wrong, and the eye color. Not her? Why'd you say it her? It's throwing me off. She was short and petite. Everything about her was small. I could kinda make out a few of the curves that don't appear until after puberty. So at least she wasn't in elementary school, but maybe middle school? Someone with such a cute face, she clearly didn't care about her appearance. Her hair wasn't styled and it flowed down her back. You weren't referring to Yuki? Why'd you say it her? Oh wait, were you talking about Makise? In the little flashback that we had? Even I could tell her clothes weren't very fashionable. Are you excited about this character? Oh gosh dang it, now I have to come up with a new voice. Hello, son. I'll just give her that voice. Excuse me. No. Could you imagine? Let me think. Hello, son. You're just excited? Okay, yeah, no, I already remember that. Gosh dang it. It's so hard to come up with a new voice. I feel like I've used all my girl voices on all the characters from Steins Gate. Excuse me. I mean that's. Excuse me. Where's the staff room? Is that unique? I feel like that's kind of like a mix between the Kurisu and the Mayuri voice. Excuse me. Where's the staff room? That's good. All right. This is the ATF seminar. This is the ATF seminar? Clearly not a place where a middle school girl belonged. She'd probably just come to the wrong place. I know that. How many times am I going to have to say this? How many times am I going to have to say this? I'm gonna really need to get a feel for this character. This is the first time you've said it to me. And you're the fourth person I've said it to since I got here. I think I need to go higher pitch. And you're the fourth person I've said it to since I got here. Yeah. I think I should go a little bit higher than I was going before. Just a tiny bit. Irritated, she pulled a card out of her jacket. It was one of the IDs given out to invited guests. Her name and the name of her workplace were written on the front. Akihabara Techno Forum, guest. How the heck do you pronounce that? Maho Hiayo? Huh? Victor Chondria University, USA. Brain Science Institute. Hiajo. Oh, okay. I was thinking like Spanish, where the J's are like Y's. Okay, Hiajo. Victor Chondria University, USA. Brain Science Institute. The field of study that researches animal brains. Also called neuroscience. It investigates the brain from a number of perspectives, including biology, genetics, medicine, psychology, and electrical engineering. Okay. You're saying Gaejo, but with an H. So, Hayejo. Hayejo? Maho Hayejo? That sound right? Hiajo? What the heck? Hiajo, okay. I see. Maho Hiajo. Thank you. I looked at the card, and then at her. Then back at the card, then I looked at her again. She's on a horse. I finally realized. Oh, so that's it. Where'd you find this card? Thanks for bringing it back.
I've done that 3 times already too.
She sighed and showed me another card. So that's it, you're on a horse. This one was a photo ID from Victor Chondria University. Huh? What? It was the same ID I'd seen Kirisu holding before on another world line. Photo on the card? Yeah, that was definitely her. One whole horse? No! Whole horse? What are you doing here?
Maho Hiajo.
I almost said Hiayo again. I did say Hiayo again.
Maho Hiajo. That's my name. Maho Hiajo. I'll say it to you right now. I'll say it to you now because no one's ever gonna be— wait. Because nobody's ever gonna be able to read it right. Not in Japanese or English.
And you're from Victor Chondria University Middle School? What the heck? What's— wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Wait. Why is she talking? What just happened? Voice volume, get that out of here. Get that out of here. Why did she just talk?
Stop messing around.
Maho, change your settings on you? No. The new character voices are off until they are introduced? Maybe.
Stop messing around. Universities don't have middle schools. Universities don't have middle schools.
Oh, I just skipped that. When's that? That's true. Then you skipped a bunch of grades? Unlike in Japan, it wasn't uncommon for Americans to skip grades. Kirisu had made it to university at age 17. But still, a girl this young, working in a university lab?
Can I ask you for something?
Sure.
You're feeling pretty shocked right now, right? Let me guess. A small child like this, I can't believe it, right? Or are you one of the— he must be amazing to be able to do that at her age types.
Ha. Ha ha ha. You got me.
Look here. Closely.
Date of birth, 1989. Wait. I know it's gonna do the math for me, but I want to do it anyways. She's 21. Is that right? This girl is 21. I'm terrified. The girl, Maho Hiajo, pointed at the part of the ID with her slender fingers. Wait, did you think I was wrong, Brent? She was born in 1989 and it was 2010, so 21 years old? But it's 2018! Gosh dang it, Anthony. I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe it is 2018. We don't have the date. Yeah, we only have the month and the day. We don't have the year right now.
In other words, I'm an adult woman. I'm not in middle school, and of course not in elementary school or daycare either.
And then she puffed out her chest. Rip Maho always. She's 31 years old, so young. There wasn't much to see, but I can imagine her saying,
They look bigger when I'm not wearing clothes. They're huge. What's that look supposed to mean?
I feel like it's just devolved into the Kurisu voice at this point. Oh, no, sorry, I apologize. Yeah, it's just the Kurisu voice now? That's what I thought. Okay, what did she say? Let me get back into this. So,
Okay, this is my Mayuri voice, and then this is my Kurisu voice. What's that look supposed to mean? What's that look supposed to mean?
I think that's a good mix.
What's that look supposed to mean? In other words, I'm an adult woman. And not in middle school, and of course not in elementary school or daycare either.
You gonna stop watching this? Oh, no. Sorry, I apologize. When you focus, it's an A1 voice? What is an A1 voice? Can't handle my bad voice acting? You're terrified of Daru's reaction to this girl? I couldn't believe it. She was older than me. How old's Okabe again? 19, 18? If Daru was here, he'd be dancing around screaming, "Legal lolly for the win!" Carson, you were right. He's 20, okay. Net slang, used to express excitement about a positive event or experience. Abbreviated FTW. Refers to a character in anime or manga who appears to be no older than an elementary schooler, but is in fact over the legal age of 20. Jeez. Wait. Over 20 or greater than or equal to?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, I guess. I get the same thing all around the world, no matter where I go. No matter where I go.
Greater than or equal to? Okay. Yeah, I'm sure.
Did you say something?
No, I didn't. Still, the Brain Science Institute? That's where Kurisu worked. Which means this person might know a lot about Kurisu. Less than or equal to Kappa. Didn't even capitalize the K. I held back the impulse to start badgering her with questions. I looked at the pamphlet with the seminar schedules. Victor Chondria's lecture was the last one for the day, and it was clearly intended to be the biggest. Was this Maho Hiajo girl was going to give a lecture? Just like Kurisu had done at the summer convention. No wait, that's wrong. That never happened. Kurisu Makise never gave any lectures over the summer. Frondia is... wait. hard K sound. So, wait, so Crondia? That happened in the Alpha World line. In the world line I inhabit now, before this, wait. In the world line I inhabited now, before the summer convention, she'd already, with on in the middle? Crondia. Crondia. Okay. Are you giving a lecture today? Are you giving a lecture today?
No, I'm here as an assistant. Oh, and translator too.
I looked at the pamphlet again and saw that the lecturer was a man named Alexis Leskinen. Alexis Leskinen. That's just a tongue twister, if I'm being honest. Professor at Victor Chondria University and the chief researcher of the brain sciences. Okway never killed anyone until the end of the game. What? The topic is the artificial intelligence revolution, huh? Yeah, sounds interesting.
If you got the time, I'd love for you to come listen. I'd love for you to come listen.
I feel like it, like... Ugh. Give me a sec. I feel like I was wrong again.
If you got the time, I'd love for you to come listen.
I will. Oh, the staff room, right? I lead Maho over to the elevator hall and showed her where the staff room was.
Thanks.
I had no reason to hang around her any further. Gosh dang it, Brent, you're correcting me on everything. Lenskinen. What do you mean Lenskinen? There's no N there. Leskinen. 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 Bite me, Brent. I said goodbye and just about to turn around. Just then, the elevator opened. A woman emerged. The instant I saw her face, every hair on my body stood on end. Also, Chondria, not Crondia. Yeah, he's right there. Oh wait, a quick save. Oh, he's right there in the spelling. I'm not 100% sure on the pronunciation. Uru, where is it at? Wait, it might have been here. No, that's not it. Yeah, so there's no R there. It's Chondria. So is it Chondria or Chondria? Brent's getting everything wrong. Ask Google? Alright, you're right. Alright. Here we go. Apparently there's... Ready for a clip? How to pronounce Chondria.
Chondria. Chondria.
Chondria. I don't think that's it. Mitochondria. The characters at least say it like on, like turn on. Okay. Chondria. Alright, Chondria. Who is this girl gonna be? Like, I'm terrified if it's Kirisu, because there's absolutely no reason for her to be here. Moeka, I could see why he'd be terrified. I'll just continue. Hey, that'd be terrifying. Huh? It is Moeka. Yo, she looks different. Moeka, Kiryu. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. I'm down. This is the beta world line.
Da finger.
Mayuri is alive. Moeka's not gonna kill her. Huh? Our eyes met. Have they met in this world line? I wouldn't imagine so. She looks a lot more, like, cleaned up. Like her hairstyle is all put together. I don't remember her being so well kept in Steins Gate. The eyes on the other side of her glasses were as dead as ever. Because it's winter now, I suppose. First games in summer, yeah, that makes sense. I'm pretty sure the hair is different. The clothes are obviously different, but I'm pretty sure the hair is different. The eyes on the other side of her glasses were as dead as ever, and it was impossible to tell what she was thinking. I frantically averted my gaze before she realized something was wrong. I forget, is she in my thing? She is not. Interesting. Here's the Kako. Ladies. Does she remember getting the IBM and Nai killing her? Oh no. She tilted her head for a second, but quickly lost interest in me and turned toward Maho. Yo! We never got any back shots of them previous game.
Oh, you're with the magazine, right? With the magazine, right? I'm here about that interview.
I forget what my Moeka voice was.
I'm here about that interview.
Even in this world line, Moeka still only spoke in faint whispers.
Dr. Leskinen isn't here yet. It may be a minute.
Okay.
If you want, I can go over the system. Wait. I can go over the system until he gets here.
Thank you. Does Nai remember time leaping for 2 days for 15 years? Maybe. The two of them disappeared into the staff room. As I watched them leave, I took a deep breath. Tried to calm down, but it wasn't working. Moeka Kiryu. Going to be you again? It was a terrible feeling, like a cold finger tracing the wound in my heart. That night when the terrorist threat shut down all the trains in Akihabara. That awful night when I just knew something was going to happen. Are you going to do it again? Here? CERN? Or was I just imagining things? Is she just a magazine reporter now, instead of a CERN rounder? Fictional, an unofficial group that works for CERN. It is, in theory, an independent group that does technology research. Rounders are deployed all over the world, and their exact numbers are unknown. Their real objective is to recover the IBM 5100s. They're the only machines capable of hacking CERN's hidden database, as well as crushing any attempts at time machine research around the world and taking scientists back to work for CERN. They are, in essence, mercenaries who are capable of using force if necessary. Some of the members on the bottom rung do their work without ever meeting another rounder face to face. CERN, being fictional, the European Laboratory for Nuclear Research. CERN, however, is not an acronym for this group. It comes from the French, my goodness. The French Société Européenne de Recherche Nucléaire. I have no idea if I just botched that as heck. European Society for Nuclear Research. Its predecessor group, the... Oh, wait. Wait. It comes from the French Society... European Society for Nuclear Research, its predecessor group. The lab consists of the world's largest particle accelerator on the outskirts of Geneva, Switzerland. It crosses the border between France and Switzerland, and there is a bank, library, post office, and living quarters located all on the grounds. Research teams from all over the world, but particularly the 19 countries of Europe, gather here to perform experiments in elementary particle physics. Several thousand people work at CERN. So are we in Steins Gate right now, IRL? Yeah, I guess. No. Even if Moika was around her, we had nothing to do with CERN anymore. CERN wouldn't be watching us. CERN wouldn't be watching us. Yeah, World War III could still happen, you're right. Huh. Took another deep breath, grabbed some of the anxiety meds in my pocket, and swallowed them down with some mineral water I'd bought ahead of time. It'll take 15 minutes for them to kick in. Those 15 minutes were always pretty rough. I laughed at myself a little and sat down on one of the reception desk chairs. Oh my goodness! That was so loud. Give me a second. I'm gonna sound effects volume. I'm clearing that down a bit. That was incredibly loud. Oh, okay.
Doo-doo-doo. Okay, Dean, are things going okay with Mr. Seminar?
Yeah, no problem. Little accident. Oh yeah, also window noise. Thank you. Little accident. I'm not sure. Yeah, no problem. I don't know. Little accident. Resonating reaction reservoir. Oh, I keep going.
Huh? Something happened?
Wait. Oh. I almost ran into somebody I really would rather avoid.
You okay? If you're having a hard time, I think it would be okay to leave halfway through. I think it'd be okay to leave halfway through.
I can't do that. I'm alright. I'm alright for now. Thanks. Yo, a freaking Daru emote. That's hype. I'm loving this new texting feature. Call someone. No. Like, I text them back and it's like a whole conversation right then and there. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait years. Ryan OP. Yeah. The table was filled with leaflets, pamphlets, and other things for the attendees. My eyes wandered to one of the pamphlets. Yo. Nakabachi theory and the geniality of pseudoscience. I mean, I don't know what I expected. Because this is that world line where he gets that theory out. This pamphlet was for Professor Izuki's seminar. Nakabachi theory. The paper he denounced in Russia. That paper held the key to creating a real time machine. On that day, July 28th, Nakabachi had stolen the paper from Kurisu, his own daughter, and left with it.
Hello, son.
I knew that. Only Nakabachi and I knew that. I flipped through the pamphlet. It was a brief introduction to the many forms of pseudoscience and fake scientific discoveries that had emerged since the start of the 20th century. On its own, it did make for interesting reading. And at the end of the pamphlet, Nakabachi theory was introduced as nothing more than another entry in that long list of fakes. So Dr. Nakabachi's time machine theory had been completely ignored by the academic world. All the glory, fame, and power he wanted so badly, he was willing to get rid of his own daughter? He didn't get any of it. And I'd heard rumors that after the announcement, he'd been imprisoned in a Russian lab. To make it even funnier, he thought he was getting VIP treatment. What an idiot. For a short time, there were essays and interviews in bogus academic journals. Even there, it was obvious that it had all gone to his head. The ironic thing was that Nakabachi theory was completely correct and completely revolutionary. The Russian government was worried about it leaking, and the SVR was doing everything it could to keep it under wraps. The Service of the External Reconnaissance of the Russian Federation, aka SVR. Russia's external intelligence agency. HQ is in Yasinovo in southern Moscow. After the Soviet Committee for State Security, KGB, was disbanded, the new SVR was modeled after the KGB's first directorate. There are other intelligence agencies in Russia as well, such as the Main Intelligence Directorate, GRU, and the Federal Security Service, FSB. Each of them had their own territory and specialization. But under the surface, there was a full-scale information war beginning over the paper. Time traveler from 2036, John Titor, had told me so, which meant it had to be true. November 2000, a man appeared on an American message board claiming to be a time traveler from the year 2036. This became an internet phenomenon that inspired a storm of questions and debate. The man called himself John Titor and published partial pictures of the manual for his time machine, as well as an explanation for how it operated. He also made clear what would happen in the near future, how interfering with the timeline worked, principles behind the multiverse and parallel worlds, as well as timelines and world lines. And then, 4 months later after his appearance, he left a final message saying that he'd completed his mission and he would be returning to his world. Then he vanished for good. Tighter law. Was World War III really gonna happen? There's no point in thinking about it. Just a little more before the drugs kicked in. Close my eyes. No. Then he opens his eyes and, like, Kurisu's right there for some reason. Several hours later, the convention was going well. After Professor Izuki's seminar, most of the students from my university went home. But I killed some time and came back. I wanted to hear the Victor Condria lecture. I headed to the hall with plenty of time to spare and saw Maho Hyajo coming from the staff room. Yo, that's the fanciest lad I've ever seen. Pirouette. She was with a very tall foreigner. Was that Alexis, Leskinen? Didn't seem like an American name, but maybe he was an immigrant like Kurisu. Or at least descended from one. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but the looks on their faces were so serious that I couldn't help but listen. Since they were both speaking in English, I could barely make out any of it. But I could tell from their voices that it wasn't a pleasant chat. You think that guy's a vampire? You know what? I don't doubt it. Now that guy looks like a Kronk voice. Gosh dang it, Anthony. Wait. Did I just hear the word Makise? Hold on a second. I'm terrified if they said Makise. I hated the fact that I couldn't speak English. Kronk voice might actually work. I don't think so. I'm probably not going to give him the Kronk voice. He does not look like the Kronk voice guy. You're telling me it might work? I get that, but it's just like, looking at him right now, I'm not getting the Kronk vibe from him. If I'd known this was going to happen, I would have gone to an English school. The two of them walked into the meeting room for lectures. It was located right next to the UPX theater. What do you mean you can't speak English? Yeah, I'm speaking in like...
I am a mad scientist. Hot dog hamburger.
I put together the few fragments I was able to understand. Fire at Kirisu's house. Mrs. Makise is alright. Robbery. The police called off the investigation. Why was the FBI in there? Why was the FBI there? Doesn't make sense. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, an American police organization. It is attached to the Department of Justice and handles crimes that occur on American soil. There are approximately 30,000 people who work for the FBI. When crimes take place involving a wide area and multiple states, the FBI investigates under federal law. I think that's what they were saying. Bisu's house? They mean where she lived in America? Her mother should still live in America. Is that where the fire was? And then words like robbery and the investigation was called off. I really wanted to know more. I stood there and worried about it, and worried until it was time for the lecture to begin. Nothing else to do, I went inside the theater. I could tell earlier by looking at the size of the crowds going inside, but it was a very high energy crowd. The atmosphere was clearly different from P's seminar, which was mostly students there for credit. The place was nearly full with a crowd of scientists and people who wanted to learn more about cutting-edge technology. Victor Condria's researchers had published a slate of papers in Science recently. And had gotten a lot of media attention. Maybe that's why. Were there any empty seats? Like 7 of them right here. Seeing that? Oh! Okay, I found the force skip button. Were there any empty seats? I found a single open seat at the edge. I found a single empty seat at the edge. But when I looked at who was sitting next to it, I moaned. Kanji? I mean Kanjin? Who again? Moika Kiryu was there. She was speaking to no one, just typing endlessly into her phone. I'd once named her Shining Finger because of her incredible typing speed, and she was as fast as ever. I think it's actually Kaiji, not Kanji. Who's she talking to? I didn't even want to imagine. Quickly turned away and looked for another seat. Dr. Leskinen reached the podium almost the exact instant I sat down. There was a huge wave of applause. Why are like 3 people in this picture? Why do 3 people in this picture have green hair? Bad English. What? What are you talking about? Quick saving. On the V. The voices, what the heck? Professor does English for the presentation? Ah. Alright, I'm gonna have to spoil myself. I was spoiled. I'm spoiled! There's too many spoilers! I'm mad. When they saw the tiny little girl come up next to him, the applause faded into confused murmurs. Maho must have expected this. Her expression didn't change in the slightest as she stood next to the professor. In fact, when she took the microphone from the professor and looked around the theater, she looked like she belonged there. That professor makes his white shirt look gray.
What the heck?
Maybe it's just a gray shirt. Skinny. He didn't speak. I can give him like the Professor Layton voice. This reminds me of a puzzle. Every puzzle has an answer. Ladies and gentlemen. First, Dr. Leskinen began to speak in English. When he made eye contact with Maho, she began to interrupt. Interpret. Interpret.
Everyone, thank you for coming to my seminar. My name is Alexis Leskinen, and I'm with Victor Condria University's Big Brain Science Institute. My specialty is brain signal processing systems and artificial intelligence theory.
I keep like just going into Kirisu's voice.
My specialty is brain signal processing systems and artificial intelligence theory. And I'm his assistant, Maho Hiajo. I'm also a researcher at the institute, working under the professor. I'm glad to meet you all.
The audience started murmuring again. That was the same way I responded when I met her. Oh, that'll happen, yeah.
I'd like to get right into it by introducing some of the cutting-edge research we're doing. The topic we're discussing today is the artificial intelligence revolution. But I think the system we're going to demonstrate today goes beyond anything you've ever imagined.
Often shortened to AI. There have been many different definitions for this word since its creation. But for example, some use it to refer to control systems with self-directed learning capability, while others use it to refer to programs whose thought routines mirror a human's. Dr. Leskinen stood up in front of the laptop that had been placed on the podium and started to type.
This computer is linked to one of our supercomputers in our labs. Oh, don't turn on the projector just yet.
One of the staffers was about to display the laptop screen on the front projector. Some kind of important program must have been booting up because Maho Hiajo stopped them.
Sorry, stuff isn't complete yet. The screen's filled with programs that aren't very pretty to look at. I'd rather let you see me.
Wait. Jeez!
I'd rather let you see me naked than let you see those lousy programs. If there's any engineers in the audience today, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Some of the audience got the professor's joke and laughed.
While it's booting up, I'll go over the basic idea of the system.
There was another projector in the center of the stage. A diagram appeared on its screen. And at the top of the diagram was a Japanese translation for the general audience. Yo, I see a degree sign in there. An analysis of neural pulse science relating to memories stored in the temporal lobe. Nerve pulse. An electrical signal that travels through a human's nerve cells. It's used to quickly spread information between cells. And temporal cortex. A part of the cerebrium located at the side of the brain. It controls memory, judgment, emotional restraint, hearing, and more. It's also used for accessing the hippocampus, which is on the edge of the cerebrium. Yeah, exactly, the symbol. Like, I wouldn't doubt that symbol right there is a 4 in Japanese. And then the following one is a C. I knew that title well. Wait, is this... Wait. Is this the title of Kurisu's presentation that she gave? Numbers or degree symbol? What is that then? Can't tell me. Let me have my mouse on here. What is this right here? What is this? That is the most degree symbol I've ever seen. Part of the Japanese character? You're a part of the Japanese character. Fight me about it. I knew that title well. In fact, I was sure I could never forget it. It was the title of an essay written by a 17-year-old genius and published in Science. She had completely analyzed the nerve impulse patterns that govern human memory and used that to digitize the memories themselves in the data. And she had just used that to invent the time leap machine right in front of my eyes. Though none of that had actually happened anymore.
This paper appeared in Science. I'm sure some of you have seen it before. This theory was proposed and finally...
Wait, okay, I cannot... I'm sorry.
This theory was proposed and finalized by a brilliant Japanese member of our team.
Well, I mean... I forget, was Kurisu actually American? Or she was just lived there for a while? Yeah, I assume she's talking about Kurisu right here.
Human memories are stored in the cerebral cortex, particularly the temporal lobe. They're a lot like flash memory. The part of the brain that reads and writes this flash memory is called the hippocampal gyrus.
Dr. Leskinen pointed to the diagrams of the brain and hippocampus on the screen.
The brain functions by sending electrical signals between cells called neurons.
What the heck? I missed so many. Also referred to as nerve cells. Cells specialized for information processing. Electrical pulses flow through these cells to share various types of information, making them a form of transmission mechanism. The hippocampal gyrus is found on the outside edge of the hippocampus. It is the part of the brain that controls memories and spatial recognition. It is responsible for spatial processing as well as the sensation of being familiar with a situation or place. It plays an important role in memory encoding and retrieval. Cerebral cortex. The gray-colored external layer of the human brain. It's only a few millimeters thick, but consists of over 10 billion neurons in countless layers. Central core governing sensation, movement, and mental activity. Different parts handle different functions. Interesting.
Memories are actually just the transmission of these electrical signals, and it's the hippocampal gyrus that controls them.
No, it's not that crazy, Anthony. Because I didn't really intend for this to be like a super short stream. It might end up being a short stream, but I can definitely keep going for a fair bit.
In other words, memories are created by passing electrical signals in and out of the hippocampal gyrus. So Kurisu Makise, the Japanese scientist who wrote this paper, this Makise came up with an idea. Electrical signal patterns, the cerebral cortex.
Aho started to have trouble with her interpreting. Getting confused. No matter how good you were with languages, interpreting for a long period of time has to be difficult. I'd once read an article on the internet that said even a professional can't do it for more than 20 minutes. International conferences and live broadcasts from overseas were actually handled by a team of people switching off. Or maybe he was having trouble because Kurisu's name came up. Dr. Leskinen saw that she was having trouble and cut himself off.
I'm sorry, Miss Makise, focus on the patterns of electrical signals going in and out of the hippocampal gyrus. By analyzing the pattern, he was able to get complete data on which memory in the cerebral cortex it corresponded to. This created the basic theory that lets us take the vague analog thing we call memories and turn it into a digital combination of electrical signals. The result was her paper, which appeared in Science. And right now, our team is using that theory to create a system and to turn a person's memories into digital data.
A wave of whispers swept across the theater.
Which means you can store and access a human's memories on a computer.
The whispers turned into a low roar. I see. Naruhodo. So even after her death, Kurisu's research was being carried on. Of course, maybe it was natural that it would be. That was the basic theory for time leaping, which I had proved myself, even if I could never prove it to anyone else in the Alpha World line. My memories had been turned into data and stored on a computer. There was no doubt about that. And what Dr. Leskinen was talking about right now was the basic theory required for that process.
There are two major projects we're working on right now. One uses the system for medical applications.
Slide on the projector change.
This product is a joint effort with the Psychophysiology Lab. The idea is to use the hippocampal gyrus to put the memories stored on a computer back into the brain.
Incredible! Someone who looked like a grad student in the front row shouted. Dr. Leskinen didn't seem particularly put off by the interruption, and Maho continued her interpretation.
Incredible, huh? I can understand how you feel. I would feel the same way in your position. But we feel this research is making real progress. How wonderful would it be if we made this work? One example would be memory problems caused by aging or Alzheimer's. This would be a form of symptomatic therapy.
Treatment intended to not to cure the cause of a disease, but to alleviate its symptoms and relieve pain. Painkillers and fever reductors are examples of symptomatic therapy.
You can automatically put the patient's memories as data. Back up the patient's memories as data. Even if the patient loses their memories, they could just go to their PC and reinstall them. We think this would be a way to stop memory loss. In the end, we hope to make memory data stored on your PC constantly accessible via the hippocampal gyrus. This would mean that if brain functionality was lost, for example, if the brain was badly damaged or atrophied.
Yo, a trophy? I love trophies.
Brain functionality would still be maintained.
Let's use a slow instead. I don't know what you're talking about, Brent. Way better field magic? No. A trophy is too good. You just bash them over the head with a trophy. And then their magic is slowed.
It'd be like a form of external storage. would be like a form of external storage.
A data storage unit that can be detached from a computer or cell phone, or other electronic device. Some examples include hard drives and flash memory. Atrophy is a tack down? Oh. No, I said magic. I thought that was magic. A strange feeling gripped the hall. Part of it was a shock and the feeling that they Part of it was shock and the feeling that they were witnessing the announcement of an incredible technology. Part of it was skepticism that a system like this could never actually work. Part of it was revulsion at the idea of playing around with a human brain like that. An excitement born of all these things passed from one member of the crowd to another. Dr. Leskinen raised his hand to encourage questioners.
It looks like I need to take questions before we move on to the next project. Next project.
I don't even know.
I'll answer anything I can. Go ahead.
Many hands were raised. I could tell that there was a wide range of people interested. Both young and old were raising their hands. Dr. Leskinen pointed to a questioner. This was their first question. Sampling would be required when digitizing analog memories. Does that mean any information would be lost? The act of taking data at regular intervals. The professor nodded as he listened to the question in Japanese and began to respond in English when the speaker finished. Maybe he was able to understand Japanese, if not speak it.
To put your question another way, you're saying that when you're saving a live recording of an orchestra as a WAV file, it's impossible to record everything. That's a good question. And it's one of the biggest problems facing our research right now. If the network within the brain consisted simply of neurotransmitters turning on and off, that is, exchanging binary data, the problem would be simple. That would be the exact same thing as a computer's digital data. But we know that neurotransmitters and electrical signals from an analog network within the brain form an analog network within the brain. The only way we have to deal with this problem right now is to sample at a higher rate. To continue our music example, instead of sampling at 44.1...
what is that? What is KHZ? Kilohertz? I don't know. Kilohertz? Alright.
Instead of sampling at 44.1 kilohertz, we'd sample at 48 kilohertz, and instead of 48 kilohertz, we'd use 96 kilohertz. This allows us to recreate something very close to the original analog data digitally.
Little by little, the mood in the room was turning to disappointment. The mood in the courtroom. People were beginning to wonder if this was just a pretty theory that wouldn't work in reality. More questions came. All the questioners were skeptical of the professor's theory, and many of them seemed to be outright challenging him. I started to get upset. This was Dr. Leskinen's research, but it was also Kurisu's. I knew better than anyone that it worked, and the sight of so many people refusing to give it a chance infuriated me. Were these people really scientists? I tried to keep myself under control and looked back towards the podium. Was she mad? She certainly looks disappointed. Dr. Leskinen was very, very polite with the rude questioners, acknowledging the problems with the theory. She was very different. Her anger was starting to seep into her interpreting too. I felt a kind of kinship with her. The question and answer session. From a medical standpoint, this is just reckless. It's absolutely impossible to rewrite digital data back into the brain. Insane. I read the essay in Science. I have to say, I don't believe it.
Especially since the lead author was a 17-year-old girl.
That was the one thing I couldn't ignore. Okay, yeah, come on.
Especially since the lead author was a 17-year-old girl. Listen.
Objection! Yo, get him, Okabe.
What?
The two people on the stage and the entire audience. What was just put in here? Oh no, Anthony. I'm terrified. Yeah, this CG is great. They all turn to me at once. How do you know it doesn't work when you haven't even tried? The world's full of technologies that people never thought would work. But they exist now because people overcame those problems. Criticism alone doesn't help anything. The whole theater went silent. But I didn't regret standing up.
You.
On the stage, Maho Hiajo was staring at me in shock. And as for Dr. Leskinen, I saw a flash of white teeth as our eyes met. Why is he not talking? I turned his voice up. Okay. Anthony, what are you putting all these things in? Check the voices again. I'm gonna get spoiled again. I'm mad. Hold on. No, hold on. Okay, none of them are there. But I don't want to look at the dang. No. That's, I guess others? The others? Hold on, give me a second. Gotta do a plot.
Autumn is really something.
Oh no.
Autumn is really something.
Thank you. Okay, but as for my Professor Layton voice. Awesome. He's really something. He's really something. He's really something. I don't know. This reminds me of a puzzle. This reminds me of a puzzle. Awesome. He's really something. Not playing it again. Gotta do a plot. Huh? Why was he applauding? That just makes things embarrassing.
Autumn. Autumn is really something.
There you go. Keep his voice on for this part? Alright.
Huh. Awesome. He's really something, the professor says.
Maho translated the professor's words for me to hear.
Nonetheless, a scientist must always remain composed.
What? That's not at all what he says. Wait, so he does speak this whole time, but she's translating. I see. Okay, let me go back a bit then. Yeah.
Mashite 筆頭著者が若干17歳の女性だった
What a-
とあっては。
What a guy. That guy? The top tier. Okay, I don't think she talks. I don't think he talks anymore.
But a scientist must remain calm at all times.
The only time when it is possible to shout is when your experiment is a success and you say,
The only time when you're allowed to yell is when your experiment succeeds and you say,
"We did it!"
"He did it!"
And that should be enough.
That's all you need, he says.
I'm sorry. I lowered my head and sat down. I thought I was calm, but I guess I let my emotions get away from me. I hadn't grown up at all in these past 6 months. If Kurisu was here, she'd make fun of me again. I could feel the rest of the audience staring at me coldly. It hurt. If I could have left, I would have wanted to, but I was too interested in hearing the rest of Dr. Leskinen's talk to move.
And anyway, moving on.
Alright, everyone. Moving on.
Oh, first, a round of applause, please, for our brave friend.
What a baby, I bet he can't even stay in a hot car for 3 hours. Honestly, I wouldn't doubt it.
But first, how about a round of applause for our brave audience member?
Oh no. Please no.
Men like him are what drive scientific progress and at the core of remarkable theories.
Challengers like him are the ones who...
Wait.
Challengers like him are the ones who advance science and come up with really amazing theories.
He may even become the third Einstein.
He may be capable of becoming the third Einstein.
Albert Einstein, 1879 to 1955. A German Jew who known as the father of modern physics. He developed many important theories, including the theory of general relativity and theory of special relativity. Winner of the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics.
The second Einstein, of course, would be my slightly fuzzy assistant here.
By the way, second Einstein is my little assistant here. Stop messing around, Professor.
The audience chuckled. Sheesh.
Now then, I'm going to take a break from interpreting. The next interpreter is far better than I am. This is our second project and the one we're putting most of our efforts towards.
Whoa!
The Amadeus system.
No Stephen Hawking? Amadeus system? Is that how you pronounce that?
The Amadeus system.
When she finished speaking, Maho walked to the back of the stage. At Dr. Leskinen's signal, the PC screen was displayed on the projector. It's Mozart's last name. Amadeus. 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 Oh wait, oh, I'm sorry. Amadeus. The Amadeus system. And then I heard a voice. Look it up.
Amadeus.
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 Is that right? Amadeus. Thought you're nitpicking, but you're just making sure I got it down since these are common terms throughout the game. Took you so long that it took me so long you thought I was dead. Nice.
Chondria.
There you go.
Amadeus.
Amadeus. Alright.
Nice to meet you, everyone.
What? Murmuring got louder than before. But it felt more uncertain than surprised. On the screen, I could see a detailed 3D model of Maho, the girl who'd just been interpreting. Chondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
By the way, this model looks like this model was made by the famous DrinkWorks Studios. You'd probably seen their movies.
Fictional, an American CG movie production company. So what, Disney? Hehehe. Tricked them. Haha, I tricked you! I tricked both of you! Haha! You heard the laugh too late? Exactly.
By the way, this model was made by the famous DrinkWorks Studios. You've probably seen their movies.
Maho Hiajo chimed in from the back of the stage.
The voice was done by a Japanese company, Yamana, using my voice samples.
Fictional. An instrument maker that was founded in the 19th century. You're about to time leap and get a salty run back on that? Wait, did I get you as well, Anthony? Did I trick all three of you? Almost? Okay. I got Brent and Carson, but I almost got you. An instrument maker that was founded in the 19th century. In the 2000s, they began to develop and sell artificial voice software and DTM, desktop music software for PCs. Time leap. Dang. This was CG? Sure looked real to me. What are you talking about, Anthony? The professor said nothing into the laptop's microphone. Said something into the laptop's microphone. I was like, wait, he said nothing into the microphone? Oh, then why mention it? He said something into the laptop's microphone. Actual Yamaha keyboard 1 foot away from you? Jeez. And then the 3D model of Maho Hiajo on the screen opened its mouth.
I'm Maho Hiajo. To be precise, I'm a being based on the Maho Hiajo who existed 78 hours and 22 minutes ago.
If you listened carefully, you might be able to hear something slightly off. But it sounded far more human than any artificial voice I'd ever heard. Amadeus, is that right? Just making sure I remember it. Amadeus. Wait. Wait, Amadeus? Amadeus?
Amadeus.
Amadeus. Amadeus. You're an Amadeus. Amadeus Ex Machina. Starts with A. Amadeus.
I've been listening to your questions. I was wondering why the professor didn't introduce me earlier. I've thought for a while that the professor has a bit of a mean streak in him. Got that right.
The Maho Hiajo on the screen spoke with a slightly irritated expression. And the Maho Hiajo by the wall nodded in agreement. Dr. Leskinen simply smiled. What was going on here? What part of this was their biggest project? The rest of the audience didn't seem to have any more of a clue than I did.
Many of you are wondering whether it's possible to extract a human's memories as data, save them, and use them. You're wondering if that's really something we can do. So I'll put this question to you. If not, what am I? I'm based off of data that was extracted from Maho Hiajo's brain 78 hours and 23 minutes ago.
What did she just say? The professor said something else in rapid English and asked the Maho on the screen to translate it. But she, if she was the right word, hesitated and went silent. I looked at the real Maho, and she was responding exactly the same way.
Professor, is that alright if
Jeez!
Professor, is it alright if I report that sexual harassment to the university?
Dr. Leskinen laughed cheerfully and responded to her. The conversation was in quick English, and over half the audience couldn't understand it. The real Maho sighed and took back the microphone.
Well, Professor, he told this Amadeus system, which is based off my memories, to answer a question. It was, stuff like, how old was I when I stopped taking baths with my dad? Or when did I first fall in love? It said any of those questions would be answerable. Oh, jeez. You don't have to translate anymore. Would you stop that? It's embarrassing. I'm not answering any questions like that.
The professor said something else. Oops. And the Maho on the screen groaned and turned away.
I'm definitely not telling you my credit card number. And I don't even remember what kind of pajamas I was wearing a week ago.
Dude. What do you mean nightmare fuel for his face? That's the greatest face I've ever seen. Hold on. What a guy. Aha! There he is, right there. Alright, I gotta size this back down. Sorry about that. I've learned magic. Alright, we're nearly back. Almost. There we go. We're back. What was this? It was so natural I couldn't tell at first. But it was something unbelievable, wasn't it? It felt very different than a typical AI. I can tell that much. It wasn't answering the question. It wasn't answering the questions it was given. And because they were embarrassing? Was it programmed to respond like that to certain questions for the purposes of this demonstration? It was possible that's all it was, but that conversation wasn't programmed in advance. The rest of the crowd seemed to reach the same conclusion I did. And the whispers started to turn into surprised murmur. You just clipped that zoom, what do you name it? I don't know. What a beauty. Dude, Anthony also clipped it? I want to see the zoom in real time. There he is. What a guy. What a guy. Ah, there he is, right there. I'm pretty sure I just said what a guy while watching this thing. And then in this, I'm pretty sure I said what a guy while watching the clip, and in the clip I said what a guy. I know myself too well. Superior. The rest of the crowd seemed to reach the same conclusion I did, and the whispers started to turn into surprised murmur.
Listen, you need to do something about this little troublemaker. I know what he's trying to do, but it's embarrassing.
The copy of Maho was complaining to the original. It felt like I was watching a pair of twin sisters talking.
Well, since this little troublemaker, that is Dr. Leskinen, having too much fun to explain what's going on here, I will.
Maho walked back to the professor.
I think everyone's already figured this out, but Amadeus is deciding on its own what it can and can't talk about. What it does and doesn't want to talk about. We haven't programmed any of this into her at all.
I knew it.
I knew it. It's using the memories we gave it to make its own autonomous decisions.
The Maho on screen suddenly took over for her. Are we doing this joke? What joke? With everything joke? Oh, I see.
And there's another thing, which is the exact opposite of the medical applications we discussed. The research team spends a lot of time arguing about this, but I eventually forget about unnecessary information. Or rather, I become unable to access those memories, just like all of you. For example, the color of the pajamas I wore a week ago. There's no reason I shouldn't know this, but right now I can't remember it. That's because this information isn't necessary to my survival. Same goes for all of you. So as you can see, Amadeus's memory inputs and outputs are very similar to a human's. This result surprised us too, and we're currently researching it. We still don't know exactly how it works.
As Maho finished up, Dr. Leskinen took the microphone back. She resumed interpreting as he continued the lecture.
However, what really surprised us was that Amadeus could intentionally lie.
Another thing that surprised us is that Amadeus is capable of deliberate lies.
And not as some sort of bug or glitch. This is purposeful behavior.
By deliberate, I mean it lies of its own free will, not as the result of any programming error.
Lying is literally just another method of human communication.
Lies are one method that humans use to communicate with one another.
Amadeus examined the memories entered and has no compunction about lying to serve itself or others if it deemed the action necessary.
And just like a human, Amadeus can use his memories to decide if lying would be best. If so, it will lie without hesitation. Don't tell him that, Professor. Don't tell him that, Professor. I can't lie without hesitation. I have a conscience, you know.
I'm so sorry, Anne.
I'm so sorry, Anne. And Dr. Leskinen cut off. He seemed to be hesitating. Maho didn't seem especially surprised by this. Maybe she knew the reason. But the moment passed, and the professor continued. And Maho translated his words like there was nothing shocking about them at all.
This has led us to some interesting conclusions.
As we continue our research, we eventually believe that
For one, we believe it's possible for Amadeus to eventually possess a mind functionally identical to a human one.
it may be possible to give Amadeus a soul, just like a living human's.
I was stunned. Soul? Would one of the leading brain scientists in the world really be using a word with such a vague definition?
In other words, true artificial intelligence.
This would mean the creation of artificial intelligence in the true sense.
The whole hall got very quiet. And it was sheer chaos for a while after that, as everyone tried to debate their own personal theories with Dr. Leskinen at once. Alright, I'm turning Dr. Leskinen's voice off. Get that guy out of here. It was thanks to Izaki that I was able to get into the reception held after the ATF was over. No! Wait, but the Lintaro? What? I have no idea what you just said. They told me there was a dress code, so I went all the way back to my parents' house to get a suit to change into. Wait, he says Okube's name? Ooh. Tell me about it, Brent. At first, all that effort paid off, as Izaki introduced me to some of the country's top researchers. You just did N1? Alright, you just lost your privilege. Riken, JAXA, IMSS, ETC. What the heck? Oh. IMSS. A lab at the High Energy Accelerator Research Organization, KEK. Located in Tsukuba, Ikebari. It primarily works in using electron accelerators to investigate the structure and properties of matter. JAXA, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, the National Aerospace Agency of Japan. An independent administrative agency formed in October 2003 by uniting the Institute of Space and Aeronautical Science, ISAS, the National Aerospace Laboratory, NAL, and the National Space Development Agency, NASDA. It primarily does space and aeronautical research. Its headquarters is located at the Aerospace Center in Shofu, Tokyo, and it has other space centers and observatories located all throughout the country, such as Suda in Nagano, Sukuda in Ibaraki, and Sagamihara in Kanagawa. It also has Japan's only two rocket launch pads, located in Uchinora and Tanegashima in Kagoshima. As of March 2010, it employs around 1,500 people. And Riken, the Institute of Physical and Chemical Research, founded in 1917 and is Japan's only general natural sciences institute. Research at Riken covers a variety of fields like physics, engineering, chemistry, computational science, biology, and medicine. Its base is located in Wako City, Saitama. There are also labs in Hyogo, Kanagawa, and other locations in Japan. Riken also has research centers in America, England, and other countries. But before long, Izaki ran off to suck up to some university professor, and I was left completely abandoned. Alright, who'd I get a text from? I'm just checking this again. Daru.
Can't believe you get to go to a fancy party. Dying of fire, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Could have helped too, you know. All the food here looks so good. Somebody to talk to when I'm bored. Somebody to talk to when I'm bored.
Okay. Well, that kind of place has never been your style, Okarin.
That's right. The only person I know here is my own professor. So I'm not sure what to do.
M9.
Yo, a Suzaha emote. Ah, rah. Ah, rah. What's going on here? I'm terrified. Call Daru. Call Lukako. Call someone. Honestly, just looks like squad chat. I wouldn't doubt it. I like how we said I'm M9. Like, what a meme. My own personal target, Dr. Leskinen, was surrounded by a bunch of famous scientists. Didn't feel like a mere student would be welcome. Why isn't my ringtone gate Gate of Steiner? I don't know. Because easygoingness is OP. But I'll try it. So all I did was stand around and eat from the buffet or by the wall. To be honest, I couldn't tell if the food was any good or not. Whenever my glass got empty, a smiling waiter was always around to fill it up again. And so I found myself drinking more than I intended. My stomach was already so full it hurt. The whole place felt like it was another world. Bintaro and woman. What? I'm not really cut out for this. At the exact moment I spoke, I hear a girl next to me say the exact same thing. Surprised, I look over at her. Our eyes meet.
Oh, you.
What was a middle school girl doing here? And then a moment later, I realized it was Maho Hyajo. She was wearing the exact same outfit she'd been wearing during the lecture. A lab coat in a place like this? That's just what the old... Wait, that's just what the old me would have done.
Let me see. You're...
Maho was clearly out of place. Why? Because she was still wearing a lab coat. Why are you still wearing a lab coat? I couldn't help but ask.
I was sure I brought some real clothes.
She was sure she had, but she hadn't. And that's why she was standing in the corner, trying not to attract attention.
You're the guy who was at the desk this afternoon.
I'm Okabe Nintaro. I'm a student at Tokyo Denki University, in Professor Izuki's class. I handed her one of the business cards that I'd thrown together after Izuki told me I needed them. She grabbed one She grabbed one of her own out of a stack and carelessly put it into my hands.
It's fine. No need to be so polite.
That was a huge help.
My name's pretty rare, isn't it?
She goes, I'm Hon Kyoma. Huh? Oh yeah. You said nobody could read it? I looked at the card and saw that the pronunciation of her name was written in unusually large letters. That was probably because of how people kept screwing it up.
It's a common name in Okinawa, though.
You're from Okinawa?
My great-grandmother and great-grandfather were immigrants. I was born and raised in America.
Half. No. You don't look half Japanese. Quarter Japanese?
Nope. My grandpa, grandma, mom, and dad were all Japanese. My DNA is purely Japanese.
That case right here? It might be.
My DNA is purely Japanese.
There you go. It's hard to keep this, like, knowing that it's just a mix between those two voices, it's hard to just, like, keep it as the mix. It just eventually devolves into one or the other. What the heck? I've heard this before, but I've never actually pronounced it myself. Deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid, commonly called genes. Did you want to call? No.
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Nucleic. Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Chondria.
Chondria. Acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid, commonly called genes. It is structured like a double helix and consists of 4 bases: adenine, A, guanine, G, cytosine, C, and thymine, T, all of which are paired off with one another. The nature of these basic gene pairings determines the genetic information of a creature, and the number of bases varies by species. In the case of humans, that number is 3.1 billion. You'll see us. Alright. I'll see you later then, Carson. Thanks for chilling. Yeah. Sleep for school is definitely important. Huh. And then the conversation stopped. I'm a terrible conversationalist, I know, honestly. The old me would have gone full Chunibyo and started ranting about conspiracies and magic powers, whether the other person cared or not. But you can't really call that a conversation. Literally, 8th grader's disease. This term refers to the slightly unusual actions and speech patterns commonly used by Japanese boys undergoing puberty. It can also be used as a pejorative term toward people who left puberty a long time ago, but still say highly embarrassing things as if they were still kids. Chunibyo refers to someone who performs antisocial, misanthropic, or delusional actions, or makes statements in an attempt to make themselves seem like a grown-up. While the speaker may think that they're really cool, from the perspective of an adult, they look ridiculous. Chunibyo can be broken down further into categories, one of which is the evil eye Chunibyo. who seems convinced that he has a special anime power or backstory. For example, an evil eye that gives him magical abilities. Strictly speaking, Okadine falls into this category. I had no idea what to say to somebody I'd never met before. I've been working at becoming a real adult, even buying and studying men's magazines, but none of that really helped. Without anything to talk about, I looked over to Dr. Leskinen. He seemed to be giving a lecture on neurons to a bunch of scientists. I'm sorry about today.
Huh? Sorry for what? Sorry for what?
Oh, for interrupting your lecture.
Oh, that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. If you hadn't spoken up, I probably would have. I can't stand people like that.
Sure that would have been a good idea? You heard what the professor said. A scientist should remain calm at all times.
I'm not speaking as a scientist right now, so it's fine. I'm not speaking as a scientist right now, so it's fine.
It must have really ticked her off, because she grabbed a cocktail from a passing waiter and gulped it down.
Phew.
Her cheeks turned a pretty shade of pink for an instant, but no longer. She might have had a high alcohol tolerance.
But you're right. Really. Sorry. Criticisms like that, they aren't very nice, but they're true. A lot of our research still has a long way to go.
Really?
There are a lot of problems we still have to deal with. More than we discussed at the lecture. Here's an example. We can write memory data back into the brain. But if the brain can't use it, then it's useless. The memories are there, but you can't get to them. It's basically the same as amnesia.
As Maho spoke, I remembered. I remembered all the lectures and theories that Karisu had given me when she was making the timely machine. If I remember right, when people try to access their memories, the signal goes from the frontal lobe to the temporal lobe, right? Part of the cerebrium located at the front of the brain. It controls thought, will, action, movement, creativity, and more. The frontal lobe can be further divided by location to the frontal cortex, motor cortex, and premotor cortex. Premotor cortex.
Yep. Top-down memory search signals.
Nerve signals in the cerebrium that are sent from the frontal lobe to the temporal lobe during memory retrieval. And then I started to talk, remembering what Karisu had told me about her theories as I went. When I used specialized terminology with whose meanings I barely remembered, Maho would tell me what they were. So finally, in the process of writing these memories back into the temporal lobes, you send the pseudopulse you copied along with them to the front lobes. Memory search signal will function properly, I think.
You figure that out for yourself?
What? Oh, no? No. Maho looked back at the business card I'd given her.
Major is in brain science. So someone told you this? Or did you read it in a paper? No, that's impossible. She wouldn't have put it into a paper yet.
Did I say something wrong?
No, that's not it. One of the researchers at the lab said the exact same thing. None of the other staff believed her, but she said she was sure she could prove it. And she left us before we got to the test stage.
Should I tell her? Should I tell her about me and Karisu? In this world line, there's almost no connection between me and Karisu.
What is it?
I made up my mind. If I wanted to follow my dreams, I needed to act. Actually, it was Karisu who told me about this theory.
What? What did you say?
Kirisu Makise told me about it.
Kirisu told you? When? Why?
She was over here as an exchange student. We became friends, and she talked to me about this stuff. Of course, that was a lie. Kirisu and I became friends in the Alpha World line, not this one. But a small lie like this was probably okay.
I see. So, Kirisu... Thank you. I mean it.
Her words surprised me. That was the one thing I didn't expect to hear. For what?
For being your friend. You came to Japan all alone. I mean... I'm sure she would have been bored studying all by herself.
All we ever did was fight, though.
That sounds like her. She never gave in, did she?
Never. We'd argue for hours. She'd tell me all the time about how she was going to give me a lobotomy and rip out my frontal lobe. A method of treating mental illness by performing surgery on the brain. A small hole is opened in the skull, and a long knife is used to remove the frontal lobe. In some cases, this was sufficient to cure the illness, and the inventor was even given the Nobel Prize for his work. However, due to the serious psychological side effects and damage to the personality caused by the loss of the frontal lobe, lobotomies were banned worldwide in the 1970s.
What? She wouldn't... I could see Kirisu saying that.
Right? You need to discipline your researchers better.
I'll admit that much. Sorry.
Huh? Smiled, or so I thought, and then all of a sudden she started to cry. What's wrong? I didn't have any better ideas, so I grabbed my handkerchief.
Huh? Huh?
She didn't seem to know why she was crying herself. And neither did I. Had I said something during the conversation that set her off? Are you okay?
I'm fine. Sorry.
She didn't take my handkerchief. Instead, she took a tissue out of her pocket and wiped her eyes. Give me a second. My brave third Einstein. My brave third Einstein. What? I turned around and saw Dr. Leskinen smiling and quickly striding towards me. He grabbed my hand as he got closer. The handshake was incredibly forceful. And his hands were as big as a bear's paws. No, not just his hands. Standing in front of me, he looked even bigger than when he had during the lecture. I'm pretty tall, but he was at least a head taller than me. Professor, uh-oh. It was all so sudden that I couldn't even think of an introduction. Turn up the voice? No. Brent ruined that for you. You can thank him for that. And wait, did he just speak in Japanese? Still, I don't approve of you making my assistant cry. Not even here? That's what you think. He's lurking in the shadows. I guarantee it. Oh no. This is... You banned him? What the heck?
No, Professor. It wasn't his fault. He had nothing to do with it.
Maho and I both denied it as much as we could. But I didn't know why Maho was crying, so I didn't even come up with any excuses. I just started to panic even more. So basically, he actually banned you? What?
Kirisu.
What, Anthony? What? I do not know.
I was crying with him about Kurisu and I just started crying.
The voices, I don't know what you're talking about. Kurisu? You're a friend of Kurisu's? Yes. You're unsubbing? No! No, I need the money! No.
This is Akabe Nintaro. Yeah. He's a student.
Maho introduced me. Dr. Leskinen had a gentle expression on his face as he gave me a slow hug.
Money!
I felt like I was going to suffocate in his massive arms. Somehow I could feel that... Wait, I could tell that it was his way of remembering Kurisu. I see. If that's the case, then Maho. Maho.
Yeah?
Why not introduce her to... Wait. Why not introduce her to Mr. Rokabe? What? You about to... Okay, dude. You about to tell me that there's a Kurisu... Amadeus? I'm so down for a Kurisu Amadeus.
Can't mean Amadeus.
It was good luck that It was good luck that brought him here with us, wasn't it? That brought him to us here, wasn't it? While we're in Japan, you can have him be a tester. This reminds me of a puzzle. You can have him be a tester.
Are you serious? You can't just let an outsider.
He's a friend of Kurisu's. He's no outsider, correct? Do the Amadas, or whatever they're called, have reading Steiner? I would really hope so. Because they're gonna have me talk to her and she's gonna be like, who are you? She's gonna... No! Wait. Actually, I'm not sure. Yeah, no, she's just gonna say like, who are you?
But sir,
What are they talking about? I had no idea, but this was my chance to build a relationship with Dr. Leskinen. I didn't want to blow it. I'd love to help. Nice. Patted me on the shoulders and smiled. It was an innocent smile, like a child's. Okay. Then ask Maho for the details. Thanks. Another scientist was calling him, so he wandered away. Maho was shaking her head in disbelief. What's he talking about? Meeting up at Amadeus? Being a tester?
the demonstration of Amadeus we did during the convention used my memories, but Amadeus also has another researcher's memories saved as data.
Another researcher's memories? What would that mean? What do you mean? What do you think that means, Okabe? When I finally figured it out from Dr. Leskinen and Maho's conversation, my heart started pounding. Are you telling me that your heart wasn't pounding? Or beating, I'm sorry, you're right. Can't mean. Her?
Yeah. Kirisu Makise's memories are stored in Amadeus. They're 8 months old, though.
Several days have passed after the ATF party. 10 minutes from Ikebukuro via the express train. And then 10 minutes by a bus from a station called Wako City in Saitama. The office I was looking for was on the second floor of a building right next to Raiken. Global Brain Science Comprehensive Research Organization. Japanese office prep room. That was what the plate said on. That was what the plate on the door said. To get in, you needed 3 types of special keys plus a security card. What is this place?
The plan is for brain scientists from all over the world to work together for a new organization. Our lab is leading the way.
Let me inside. The office must have been newly rented. Most of the desks were still empty, showing no signs of ever having been used. Yo, I can choose which emote? Oh, what was my Fairy's voice?
The mysterious Squados have at last appeared in Akihabara, nya?
What?
You haven't heard of the ancient urban legends of Akihabara, nya?
I knew about them. I knew about a few of them, but the Sukados are new to me. Yeah, I'm doing phone stuff with their voices now.
If a group of three people sits in the If a group of 3 people sits in the backseat of a certain maid cafe, they appear. Or so they say, nya.
Danger! Danger! Danger!
No one ever knew which maid cafe it was. Until now, nya. It's May Queen, nya.
Danger! Danger! Is everything okay?
Everything's fine, nya. They just joined your game in the middle of a raid and kill. Wait. They just joined your game in the middle of a raid and kill steal all the mobs, nya.
Hang on a second. Danger! What? Oh. Oh. A queen plus Nyan squared. I assume that's what she's talking about. Also, I'm pretty sure it's actually pronounced May Queen at Nyan Nyan. Nyan squared is just Nyan Nyan. And I never pronounce it that way in Steins Gate. Yo, I got Maho in here. The office must have been newly rented. Most of the desks were still empty, showing no signs of ever having been used. There wasn't even a whiteboard, which made the room look even more empty. There wasn't a lot of natural light. Maybe the windows were on the north side. The only illumination was from the overheated fluorescent lights. The room felt very cold.
This is just the prep room.
No one was sitting at any of the desks, but 2 of them had stuff on them. One of them was a mess, filled with notes, calculators, coffee cups, and supplement bottles. That was the one Maho sat down at. Which meant the one that was neatly organized must belong to Dr. Huskinen, right? Where's the professor?
Off today.
Well, it was Sunday. Are you off today too?
Yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to sleep past noon.
That's true. When I'd gone to pick her up from her hotel in Wako City, she'd come out of the room half asleep. This was the day that I came to meet Amadeus Kirisu. No, it's Monday? That's what you think. Maho had gone over the basics of being a tester on the way here. Essentially, Amadeus needed sample data for conversations. And they were going to give me an environment where I could talk to it at any time, 24 hours a day. She didn't give me any details beyond that, though. So I'll be able to talk to Amadeus Kirisu 24 hours a day, huh? Is Kirisu's Amadeus here?
Yeah.
Maho nodded and gave me a glance.
You just said she, didn't you?
Huh? Yeah.
You two are a lot closer than I thought, weren't you?
Maybe my silence was an answer in itself. Maho's response was uncharacteristically hesitant. Oh my gosh, what was my Lukaku voice? I'm having to do all of them right now.
Okay. May I have a moment of your time?
Not today. I'm meeting someone right now. Is it important? Important?
No, it's not that important.
Can it wait then?
Alright, I'll contact you later.
Sorry.
No, please don't worry about it.
Freaking, oh my gosh. The cutest Mayori emote of all time. Ah.
Doo-doo-doo. Then maybe you shouldn't meet her after all.
Why?
The closer you are to someone, the crueler that system is.
I'm okay.
Fine. I won't bring it up again, but just remember one thing. The memories are from March. The last time Kirisu did an update. So anything you say about what happened after March, for example, when she was in Japan, she won't remember.
That's right, isn't it?
And the professor and I have run our program a lot of times between March and today. Each time Kirisu, Amadeus Kirisu, has created memories the original never had. Stories we told her, information she's found on the internet, people she's talked to, things like that. In other words, what you're about to meet isn't Kirisu Makise, your friend. It's one of the problems with the system. It causes a lot of confusion with the people on this side. I mean, us humans.
Did she find out she died? Maybe?
Because you'll think you're talking to the real Kirisu.
Found out she died on the internet? Oh my gosh. I'm terrified. So don't get the reality and fantasy mixed up, I guess.
Our brains have trouble keeping up with the fact that our memories aren't shared with them.
Memories that aren't shared. Now there's a feeling I know well. Reading Steiner. There's a power that only I possessed, which made my memories different from those of people around me. What are you talking about? Everyone has it. His is just the strongest. Take me to her. Maho gave me a slight nod.
This way.
She led me to the back of the room. There was a booth separated by a thick partition. To get inside the booth, you need a different keycard than the one used to get into the room, as well as a security code. Pretty strict about security.
Industrial spies are our biggest threat these days.
She entered the security code and unlocked the door.
Go inside.
The room was about 2.5 meters per side. At one end was a white desk, above it with a PC with a built-in 30-inch 30-inch screen monitor.
Sit just behind me.
There's a small sofa that let you sit behind the user and see what was happening on the screen. I sat there. Maho powered on the PC and began to type. Salieri! A second later, the words Amadeus system appeared on screen. So I put the ID in. Salieri. Salieri. Antonio Salieri. Salieri. 1750 to 1825. An Italian composer who lived in the same time as Mozart. He was court composer at Vienna for many years, and trained such famous composers as Beethoven, Schubert, and Liszt. Salieri and Amadeus, huh? Was there some meaning to that? Come to think of it, in the famous movie Amadeus, there was a character who was spiteful and jealous of Mozart's incredible talents. But who? But who, in the bottom of his heart, admired him more than anyone else? Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, 1765 to 1791, an Austrian composer. Along with Haydn and Beethoven, he is one of the most famous classical composers. He began to write songs at the age of 5 and left us over 600 masterpieces. In the modern era, he is often referred to as a genius, and there are many stories about him. Amadeus. Amadeus is Latin for beloved of God, and the middle name of the Austrian composer Mozart. There is also a play and movie about Mozart of the same name. That character's name was Salieri.
Don't look at the password.
Maho moved her body to hide her hands. Yo, that's me. It is literally just me right there. I looked away. That's also me. She finished logging into the system, and a simple bare command prompt appeared on screen.
Are you ready?
Yeah, do it. Maho entered several commands in the prompt.
Sorry, I can't show you this.
Well, I wouldn't be able to make any sense of it.
Still, you know how it is. You know how it is.
I turned off the monitor. Then she spun around to face me. I suddenly realized I was clenching my fists. How long had I been doing that? My hands were sweaty, and there was a red spot at the base of my thumb where my nails had dug in. Was I more nervous than I realized?
What is it?
Oh, just... I'm starting to get a little scared.
There's still time. You can just leave now. You can just leave now.
Pretty mean.
Really? I'm worried about you. I'm worried about you.
Then act like it. Seriously. You, Bisu, you lab girls. For a second, the old joking me was about to come back. I quickly changed the subject. People who spend their time doing experiments can be so rude.
That's a clear case of slander. I can sue you for defamation if I want.
Palms are sweaty, mother's pasta. Stop. You're scaring me.
I know a good lawyer. Want me to introduce you?
How about you stop suing me first?
Want to talk about a settlement? You're going to need a lot of cash.
I'll buy you a Dr. P later. The abbreviation for a type of carbonated beverage first served in America during the 1800s. At present, it's only available in eastern Japan and some other small areas. It has a very unique taste, and its secret recipe is a combination of over 20 flavors. Dr. People.
So cheap. So cheap.
I heard a small sound from the back of her throat. I guess she was laughing. Normally I'd find that irritating, but strangely, coming from the girl in front of me, no. She was a grown woman. She was a grown woman, actually. I didn't. Maho Hyajo was very strong-willed, with the prickliness and short temper unique to scientists. She always seemed to be a little upset about something. But maybe she wasn't that bad. Oh, I see. She, Maho, is a lot like Kurisu. Which is pretty good because, like, I just gave her, like, the combination of Kurisu's voice and Mayuri's voice. Not even realizing that she was going to be this character. Game. When I first met Kurisu, she was like that. Arrogant, rude, never willing to change her mind, stubborn, hard-headed, and always ready to comfort you with raised eyebrows whenever you said something she didn't like. I truly thought I'd never seen a more unlikable woman. But despite my first impression, on the inside she turned out to be fragile, easily hurt, and so kind and so lovable. I assume this is her. What's so funny, Maho? I suddenly hear a girl's voice from the speaker. Oh! I found myself jumping off the sofa. I knew this voice. Couldn't forget it. I could never. Maho turned on the monitor. Let's go, dude. Girl I'd never forgotten appeared on the screen. Maybe it was based on her appearance at the brain science lab. Because she was wearing a white lab coat. PC camera turned towards me on its own.
Who is this? Who's this?
Maho was introducing me. But I didn't hear anything she was saying. I simply stared, entranced. I wanted to reach out my hands. I wanted to touch her. She... right there.
Nice to meet you, Okabe. Oh, Rintaro Okabe. I'm Kurisu Makise. I look forward to working with you.
Yo. What am I looking at here? I saw the stand of that, like, foreign guy. And they were trying to find out that pin. This is hype. The intro. Spoilers! I didn't know Okabe was in the game. Okabe. Mayuri. What the heck, Fades? Fades is going like more out off the charts with her act than ever. Who are these characters? Spoilers? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just get spoiled. Like, I saw Nae, and then she was on a screen, so it might have been like an Amadeus Nae, and I'm terrified of that. What a game. Well, credits roll. Missing link. Closed epigraph. I think I might want to stop here. New chapter. It's getting like kind of late. Oh. I'm hype after that intro, but I think I should probably just stop here. I did the 4C voice once for one of the bonus characters at the Am I dead? What? Oh, you're talking to him. Hello, son. Alright. Where's save? Save. Give me that save. Yeah, I'm stopping here. Is that Okabe? Like, that does not look like him. I'm terrified. It is him? Alright. Looks so different. Spoilers. Hey, come on, Brent. Lad's a mess. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I'm really glad I started this game today. Like, I'm just planning to get to it for a while now, but I wanted to finish Wings of V. I did that yesterday. Now I can start streaming this. And after this, I can do Clan Ad. There we go. That's the strat. Robotics notes? Nah, but what about Clan Ad? But what about Wings of V0? Does that have a VN too? You already did Bashi though. I'm not talking about Bashi, I'm talking about Nio or whatever. If you go to Solgren's website, he's working on a game. I'm talking about that game. Alright. Okay, but yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around, you guys. I might stream tomorrow night. In fact, I probably will. I'll see you guys later.